I overspent this month by $2,604.72. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa of At Mind My Budget. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me on another video. So I know it's been about 2 weeks since I posted my last video. I had all the intentions in the world to show you my May budget paycheck number 2, close out my budget with you, but life is happening very quickly. As you can see, or if you don't know, I'm currently 7.5 months pregnant and I'm in my 3rd trimester, so it all depends on my energy level and everything that I still have going on. We'll get into it more in the video, but also my baby shower is a few days away at this point, so the last few weeks I have just been grinding with parts of my baby shower as much as possible. Today's video, what we'll be going over is my May monthly budget. I already closed out my May monthly budget, so I'll be going over that with you. I also updated my digital planner and closed out my May monthly budget on there as well. So before I hop into kind of explaining what happened this month, we're going to do a time lapse of me filling out my digital planner and going over my financial dashboard, as well as updating my savings and debt tracker. So let's hop right into it. So as you can see here, I am updating my debt tracker. I just wanted to pop in quickly to say, yes, I did use debt this month. But when I filmed this video, it was May 31st. I hadn't paid off some of the debt, but I'll show you at the end of June that I did pay off some of these balances, specifically with Best Buy and Chase Freedom. I did make payments towards those debts when I got paid on June 2nd. So my debt balance will be different at the end of June. To note for my 10K savings challenge that it is a sinking fund. So though I add $700 monthly, that $3,340 is the overall number, but at any time I can pull from that amount and use that for baby expenses. Lastly, here I will be putting down my star stickers for any day that I did not spend money this month. I will say that out of the 31 days, I only did not spend money for 10 days. So yes, May was a heavy spending month. Okay, so now that we've gone over and filled out my financial dashboard, I did mention a couple of things in the time lapse, but I want to go into more detail as to what exactly occurred in May. So I wrote out notes and I want to make it very clear. I have been budgeting since 2019. I've been on this debt-free journey. So I am very comfortable with how I budget. Please keep in mind though, when I first started, I was very, very strict with my budget, or I did not overspend in the categories that I had defined. So before I get into how I overspent this month, because if you could see by the title, I overspent this month by $2,604.72. That is a lot of money, but I'll explain what exactly occurred so that you guys can better understand and how I was able to cover this spread, because my income was only $4,038.90. And that's for my bi-weekly paycheck. So getting into it, the first thing that I did want to note is, again, my baby shower is coming up. I am finalizing a lot of things for baby as well, since we are in the 3rd trimester. So of that $2,604.72, $1,218.08 had to do with either the baby shower or my expenses for the baby. So how did I cover this? One thing that I forgot to mention in my previous video is that the 10K challenge that I'm doing for this year, and I mentioned to you all that's really for baby, is a sinking fund. It's not for me to hold as an emergency. It is a sinking fund. So anything that baby needs, I'm pulling from there. Anything that's related for baby, I'm pulling from that amount. So even though my goal is to save $10,000 by the end of the year, at the end of the year the account won't be at 100% $10,000, because I will be pulling from it as we move along in these months and we figure out what baby needs. So I save that money in my Ally bank account. That's the money that I transfer every paycheck, $350 for baby. Now if I need to use that money, if I know I have upcoming expenses like I did in the month of May, I won't transfer it to Ally. I'll leave it in Bank of America, which is my primary checking account for paying bills or any expenses. The other thing that I wanted to note was that we did buy an AC unit for our apartment. As it started getting warmer and as I started getting further along in my pregnancy, we really needed a good AC unit. So we bought one for our bedroom. We bought it through Best Buy. We had to purchase that on debt. So I just want to be transparent. There is a balance on my Best Buy credit card, which you can see when I film the time lapse. $531.02 is the AC unit. We got a big unit that's 10,000 BTUs to cool off the entire apartment. We live in a 2-bedroom. It's more like a junior 2-bedroom, because there's a large 1-bedroom and then a small office, and it works. It really does work. I didn't think so. I was telling my boyfriend, no, we need 3 ACs, we need one in every room, and he was like, let's try this first. But with the AC on and our bedroom door open and then all of the fans on, the apartment does stay cool. And it even stayed cool that weekend that it was like 90 something degrees in New York. So fingers crossed we won't need to get another AC unit. But for the AC unit, because I have a Best Buy credit card, we signed up for the program that is 12 months of 0 interest. So we're just every month now paying off, I believe we send it'll be $35 when I did the math. We send $35 extra to my Best Buy credit card. But as I'll be explaining in a little bit, this is a beautiful month, as I like to call it, or this is a fun budget month, because I get 3 paychecks this month. So I'm hoping that I can pay off my half of the AC as well as the rest of my Best Buy credit card. So technically I still was over budget. I was over budget by $855.62. Some of the things that I've learned from this month is to track my budget sooner. Because life was happening, I didn't get to close out my budget or update my tracking until the end of May. And when I saw some of these numbers, I was like, Teresa, girl, we need to do better. And if you flash back to one of my videos, I said I was no longer going to shame myself for eating out, because again, I'm getting very fatigued. And now I'm not shaming myself, but I'm just gonna let myself know the Uber Eats fees add up. So that was do better with takeout as well. That kind of combined it. I want to track the baby expenses closer. I knew it was going to be a lot this month because of, you know, everything that's happening for the baby shower. And I will say that we're really blessed, and my family and my boyfriend's family are covering a lot of the expenses for the baby shower. So I don't know. I don't feel guilty spending over $1,000 on things for the baby shower because I know we're going to get that tenfold with the guests that are coming and the gifts, and I am very grateful for that. So the next thing that I want to go over is just a quick June budget overview. When I do my June monthly plan with me, I will be setting up my June paychecks. That's something that I decided after this last month being so busy that I'm going to just set up all of my June paychecks in my digital planner. That way they're already done, and of course I'll film it for you guys, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, at the end of the month I can update it in my digital planner. But I'm gonna actually turn on my screen record on my iPad so that I can show you guys that even though I don't have my June budget outlined in my digital planner, I do use a mock budget in Excel. As much as I love digital planning, I'm an Excel girl. I love planning and organizing and looking at data in Excel. So I'm going to go to my June budget and just kind of show you a quick overview of what is happening in June. So again, as I mentioned, this is a beautiful month. This is a fun budget month for me. I have 3 paychecks. So I get paid on June 2nd, June 16th, and June 30th. I confirmed how much I'm actually getting paid, and keep in mind that because I'm filming this a little late, sorry guys, it is currently June 5th. I already got paid June 2nd, so I kind of already budgeted some of the items and already made payments towards some of the items as well, or things are just coming out of my bank account because they're on auto pay. So just to show you guys here again, I have the income section at the top, as well as the total fixed, variable, savings, and any debt categories. One thing that I wanted to note is, and what I'll be doing moving forward, if I have a balance in my checking account, I will be putting that here as well, because I was trying to figure out the best way to show, okay, I'm not really overspending with some of these payments. I do, even though I'm a zero-based budgeter, I do carry a balance in my checking account just because it's a safety net and it makes me feel secure. And again, sometimes I don't get to pay my credit cards until the end of the month. And again, that money is all budgeted for. Keep in mind that even though I'm putting things in debt onto my credit cards, I pay it off as quickly as possible, especially with any credit cards that I've already paid down to zero. So example, my Chase Freedom credit card, I try to pay that off as quickly as possible. The K Challenge, which is the baby, any savings that I have for my family, which is mainly my mom, I still save for my mom, pandas, my pet, travel, VAs, and then even though I'm using my credit points for Christmas, I still like to put money aside for Christmas in advance. And then I have money for takeout, which I need to evaluate takeout and probably increase that a little bit more, but if anything, I can always pull money from my miscellaneous. Then I have groceries. One thing that I want to point out is I also make sure that I take into account that even though I'm getting paid 3 times this month, part of that third paycheck will go to July bills because I don't get paid again until, I think the date is, it'll be, I'm looking here because I have a calendar, it'll be July 14th that I get paid, so I need to make sure that I have enough money set aside for any bills that fall between July 30th and, June 30th and July 14th. And I'll be going over that more when I post my monthly plan with me for June, which will include my budget. So again, I just kind of wanted to show you guys, this will make more sense probably at the end of the month. I also have a tracking of a tracker on Excel where I can just write down quickly or type in and use drop down categories. So I have different drop out categories like rent, utilities, groceries, takeout, gas, debt, savings, anything that has to do with my expenses. And then I also have like what account it's from. So, you know, checking, savings, my Ally savings, and then any of the credit cards that I may use. And then the cool thing is that as I'm filling out my tracker, it will total in this box over here where it says household income. It will put the totals for each category. I will be changing this a little bit. I do want to add like a pie chart or a graph to show just exactly more visually where my money goes. But let me quickly show you May so that you can kind of see what it looks like. Again, this is not 100% how I want it to be finalized, but you could just see over here my tracker, and then the sum. One thing I'll be adding this time is actually all the household expenses, but then here is where I fill out anytime the expense was paid and then what paycheck it came from. That is my May monthly budget closeout. So that is what my budget looked like at the end of May. You want to close out the video with Mommy? Okay. Alright, Panda wanted to join us to close out the video. What's wrong with us? Alright, so what I was saying was that, do I recommend going over budget? Absolutely not. That is not something that I did at the beginning of my debt-free journey or my you know, personal finance journey. If I set $50 for takeout, I was strict with the $50. But I just found that at this point, I'm 3 years in, I don't want to be so strict with my budget. So I make sure that I have my sinking funds and my savings. That's really what I always aspired in the beginning of my journey, was to make sure that I had good sinking funds and that I had savings. So again, it just depends on where you are in your journey. I don't want anyone to think, oh well, that, you know, you're technically over budget. I have a strong savings account and I'm comfortable with my savings, and I also have a strong hold on my budget, and I am constantly reevaluating to make sure that my budget is as strong as possible. Again, I know that May and June will be high spend months, but then I'll make sure that I am not spending that much, especially as I get closer to baby being due, because I really won't be going anywhere for at least the first couple of weeks. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another video. I hope that you liked it, and I hope that my explanations were clear. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and make sure you turn on that post notification bell, since I'm still not consistent with the days that I'm posting, but I promise you I will try to get better in the next few weeks, especially because I have summer Fridays coming up and I'll be off from work on those days, so I'm hoping to get more into a routine. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at MyBudget. That's where I post other budget updates and just life updates as well. So from Panda and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.